widespread in the enclave due to what international aid agencies say is a deliberate plan by Israel to restrict aid. Israel rejects that allegation, blaming Hamas for the hunger among Palestinians and saying a lot of aid has been distributed. The U.S. representative at the Security Council, Dorothy Shea, defended Netanyahu and said Washington was committed to addressing humanitarian needs, freeing the hostages, and achieving peace.
We need to place responsibility where it lies, with Hamas, and hold it and other Gaza terrorist organizations fully accountable. Today's meeting, like so many other recent actions, undermines those efforts. Israel has accepted 3 ceasefire proposals. Hamas consistently rejected them. It is not negotiating in good faith.
Netanyahu said Israel was working with Washington on creating a surge of aid into Gaza, including by land. His office said he spoke with U.S. President Donald Trump late Sunday to update him on Israel's plans.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Lovin'. Puppy Lovin' is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Brian Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
U.S. stocks ended higher on Friday, with the Dow adding nearly 0.5%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.75%, and the Nasdaq gaining 1% to notch a record-closing high for the second straight day. The three major indexes registered solid gains for the week, notes Stephen Schoenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes.
It's a combination of some geopolitical hopes. The fact that the president is going to meet with Putin very near term is giving some hope of relaxation of geopolitical tensions. Earnings continue to be strong, and the hope for lower interest rates.
Stocks on the move included Apple, which rose more than 4% Friday and was up over 13% for the week, its biggest weekly percentage gain since 2020. Also helping the S&P 500 were shares of Gilead Sciences, which jumped more than 8% after the biopharmaceutical company raised its full-year financial outlook. And shares of Expedia rose more than 4% after the online travel agent raised its annual forecast for gross bookings and revenue growth. Inflation will be in focus next week, which could serve as a test for the stock market rally. The monthly U.S. Consumer Price Index report is due on Tuesday, and some investors say equities could be set for a pullback depending on what it reveals.
Out of the weekend forecast, we are continuing fairly similar conditions to what we've been experiencing, noting that the sunshine will be persistent and will be on the warm side, even noting that we do have some stronger warming that's going to take hold as we roll into tomorrow, with still some lower humidity values. However, there will be an increase in some of that moisture, which will create some mugginess Tuesday into Wednesday, where we will be back to some storm chances, but those storm chances pretty quick moving, and then we'll be right back to some of that warming sunshine. So still underneath some strong high pressure system control here throughout the Northeast. So here for today, a high of 89 into D.C., 86 into New York, 81 into Portland, 87 into Buffalo. Tomorrow, still seeing that we have a lot of that sunshine and warm temperatures, more of those 90s, even building Boston and Albany there around 93 degrees. But we can see near the Ohio River Valley there, some of those storm chances are emerging, and those will start to become a bit more widespread as we roll into our Wednesday forecast.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania on this Monday morning. We are looking at sunshine to partly cloudy skies today. It's going to be a warm one, upper 80s for a high. Mainly clear skies tonight with lows in the mid-60s. Tuesday, partly cloudy, upper 80s once again. Wednesday, isolated thunderstorms with a high in the low 80s. Thursday, partly cloudy, low 80s. Friday, sunshine and mid-80s. Meadville this morning checking in at 66 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinboro at 64. Titusville, 59. Franklin this morning, 59. Oil City, 59 degrees here at 712. This is the morning drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
It's a good morning and the sun is shining bright. The morning drill is on the air, so hold on tight. Good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you. Happy Monday. Glad to be with you here on this 11th day of August. Hopefully you had a great weekend. We had an awfully busy weekend. It was a festival around here. Boy, that wraps up several weeks of local festivals, which were all fantastic in their own right.
Yeah.
Hard to believe because, you get past the 4th of July and you think, okay, these things are coming up. And then here we are. We've been through pretty much most of them. Now, I think the big one that's left... when's Tynestas? Is that coming up this week?
I am not
same
sure.
Weekend? Was it last week?
I think we may have missed... I don't know.
All right.
Let me look.
So you looked for that. So that one may be out there. But really, the Crawford County Fair... I know there's like the Wattsburg and there's some other fairs coming up. Cranberry Festival next month. But... yeah, in terms of those summer festivals and fairs, you just got done with the Venango County Fairs over and done with for the season, and Crawford coming up next week. So, yeah, a lot of excitement. We'll be talking about the Crawford County Fair quite a bit. In fact, we'll be playing some clips from years past when we were hanging out at the fair. So,
it's this weekend.
This weekend?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Excellent.
Thank you, Chris.
So, yeah, that's coming up. So, yeah, your chance to, continue the... consecutive weekends of fairs and festivals.
You also have Spartansburg and Fairview Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. See, that's coming up.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Kids back to school here in a couple weeks. First football game is next Friday. Not this coming Friday. A week from this Friday is the first football game.
We were just talking about it because we have college students and their move-in is at the same time.
Obviously, they didn't check with the high school football people.
They have no idea.
Get on the same page here.
So we're trying to squeeze it in between the football game and a soccer game the next day. Can we move in that?
Yeah, there's no easing into it. I think today, officially for District 10, is the first official practice day.
For soccer, yeah.
For
all.
I think golf usually starts a little earlier.
Yeah, no, I think golf and football started last week.
I think football started some things last week, but officially today's the day.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's always great, right, when the coach is like, we're having a get-together. It's not official. We can't have anything official, but you better be there.
Yeah. It counts, though it doesn't count.
You're right. Yeah. So, hey, great weekend. Mentioned that we had our festival in our town. Lots of people. My gosh. So many people. So many people I've never seen before in my life.
I know. It was great.
It was.
It was packed. It was awesome.
Weather was absolutely perfect. It was hot, but it was great, right? People loved it. Parade was wonderful. It was just the right size.
Yeah.
Like an hour-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get bored. You don't get, you know, it's not like there's just too few. I mean, it was like perfect.
Yeah.
Great entries into the parade this year. There always is, but people really did a nice job with the theme, I thought. Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to see some of that on the Armstrong Neighborhood channel in the next couple days or so. So also on their playlist on YouTube, just search Northwest Pennsylvania. You'll be able to find it there. So you had that. You had the Buccos in action at PNC Park. Saw some people I know who were at the game or a game over the weekend. The Steelers, their preseason debut Saturday night. Yeah.
That was fun. I know it wasn't a Steelers move, but that field goal was pretty.
The 70-yard field goal from...
that was pretty impressive.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The Jaguars, that was very impressive. Doesn't really count because it's preseason.
It's not cool. That's so not cool.
He can put it on his resume, and if, he's on the team, you got that, you can, actually, it changes maybe some strategy for you when you know you've got a kicker on the team who can kick a 70-yard field goal, which is absolutely insane. You had the St. Jude's FedEx Cup over the weekend, so the top 50 will move on. So some people had to be cut from that. Let's go through some of the scores real quick. We'll do baseball first, and we'll start with yesterday. You had the Twins and the Royals. Twins beat the Royals in 11 innings, 5-3. Reds pounded the Pirates 14-8. Braves over the Marlins 7-1. Astros beat the Yankees. A's over the Orioles 3-2. Tigers beat the Angels 9-5. Brewers with the win over the Mets 7-6. White Sox over the Guardians 6-4. Phillies over the Rangers 4-2. Nationals beat the Giants 8-0. Diamondbacks over the Rockies 13-6. Padres beat the Red Sox 6-2. Blue Jays with the win over the Dodgers 5-4. Mariners beat the Rays. Cardinals over the Cubs 3-2. Baseball action on this Monday. Tonight at 6:10, the Reds host the Phillies. Yankees hosting the Twins. Brewers hosting the Pirates at 7:40. Royals and the Nationals. White Sox, Tigers. Cardinals, Rockies. Rangers, Diamondbacks. Astros, Red Sox. Angels, Dodgers. Giants and the Padres. A's and Rays tonight at 10:05 in Major League Baseball action. Let's go real quick. It was a couple playoff holes. 3 as Justin Rose finally picked up the win, beating J.J. Spawn on the third playoff hole at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Tommy Fleetwood just can't get there. He just can't win one, but was close. Led for a lot of it and just couldn't finish it out. Scotty Scheffler hanging in there, tied for third. I thought maybe he was Thursday or Friday. I was reading like he was struggling, but then Scotty Scheffler struggling. Not obviously, it never really affects him. I mean,
it's never really a struggle.
Yeah. So, anyways, the top 50 will move on and go from there. NFL action, preseason games. You had the Ravens over the Colts. Eagles beat the Bengals. Seahawks, the Seahawks Raiders, that was tied up at 23 apiece. Browns over the Panthers. Shedeur Sanders looked somewhat impressive in his preseason debut. 30-10 the final over the Panthers. The Lions Falcons. Detroit was leading 17-10 over the Falcons, but that game came to an end as a Lions player was transported off the field. It looked like it was like a Damar Hamlin situation from the Bills a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Really tense situation there. He is fine.
Oh, good.
He is fine. So, but they just ended play. But it looked like a bad situation. Patriots over the Commanders, 48-18. Giants over the Bills, 34-24. 25. Again, this is preseason. Treat it like a caution light, not a green light or a red light for your team. You know, don't be yelling at the TV if it's 4th and 1 and they're going for it. They're trying things out. It's fine, right? So just take a deep breath. Vikings over Texans. The Pittsburgh Steelers over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 34-25. Rams over the Cowboys, 31-21. Buccaneers beat the Titans, 29-7. Cardinals beat the Chiefs, 20-17. Jets with the win over the Packers, 30-10. Broncos beat the 49ers, 30-9. Bears and Dolphins tied, 24 apiece. Chargers over the Saints, 27-13. The final there. Again, that's sort of week 1 there of preseason football. You can tell it's in the air, and not only is that in the air, but it can. I'm ready now officially because the pumpkin. What are they? The pumpkin drop cookies.
Yep, we've made it
with the pumpkin frosting stuff. Yeah, they're now in the store. You brought me some yesterday, and they're here. I had my first one this morning.
There you go.
Oh, heaven.
Yeah.
When do they stop? Is it right after like Halloween, or is it like Thanksgiving?
It's around Thanksgiving, I think.
Okay.
So you're good.
Wow. It's great. Hey, had some festival lemonade too.
Oh yeah.
Which I had to look away. I can't look at it because as soon as they started scooping the sugar, I had to turn.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not putting that much sugar in my lemonade, are you?
Turn your head.
But I didn't fight it either.
Mm-mm. It was good.
It was.
It was it was it. No sugar for the rest of the day.
Saturday night, late afternoon into the evening. We went to see some family, your family.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, beautiful ride over to Springboro and back.
Yeah, it's gorgeous out there.
And I always forget how, remote Springboro is.
Yeah.
And the one restaurant they had is no longer there.
No. Laura Springboro Inn.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like a hardware store or something now?
Yeah, that's just not, I don't know. It was good.
Coming home, absolutely beautiful. The fields looked great. So many deer I felt bad, in the fields eating corn and whatever crops are growing. But they were everywhere. But it was just a beautiful ride. So, and we got to see your family, which was nice. We're going to get to birthdays, what we're celebrating. We're going to do that here in just a moment. And, we got news coming up at the bottom of the hour. If you are just joining us here this morning, we'll get you caught up with the latest headlines, some national news for you. We'll let you know what's going on Wall Street. We'll have that regional forecast. And, a lot to get to. All right. You want to get into what we're birthdays and what we're celebrating?
Sure.
So today is, I mentioned, the 11th day of August. Who is celebrating a birthday today?
All right. Actress Viola Davis is 60 today. Actor Chris Hemsworth is 42. Actress Allison Stoner is 32. And that's all.
All right. Happy birthday to them. And happy birthday to you if today happens to be your birthday from all of us. What are we celebrating today?
All right. It is Chad Independence Day, Hip Hop Day, Mountain Day, National Align Your Teeth Day, National Bake Well Tart Day, National Face Mask Day, National Foo-Foo Day, National Raspberry Bomb Day, Son and Daughter Day, Victory Day USA, Afternoon Tea Week, National Bargain Hunting Week, and that's it.
You mentioned that tart thing?
Sure, yeah.
What is it? Okay. Well, I was... so I remember growing up, my mom would always buy Granny Smith apples.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they were bad. So I was given a gift Saturday. Our son's girlfriend got me the caramel apple Werthers.
Yes.
And I'm like, because it has a Granny Smith apple on it, so I wasn't sure if it was going to have that sour taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had one, even though I was hesitant. And I'm like, these are actually really good.
There you go.
Thank you, Emily. And yeah, I got a.
She tends like you and her have like this similar alignment in your taste buds, like things that you like, and so I would trust her when she's like, "Oh, you're gonna like this." So.
No, not always.
Okay.
No, I'm pickier.
No, she knows that. She knows what not to give you.
Oh.
But when it's, something you will eat, she knows.
Okay. Crawford Gives. We had Christian Marr on. Crawford Gives is 16 hours away. Ooh. 16 hours, 49 minutes. So starting tomorrow, midnight tonight, you can start giving, and we'll be following that over the next several days. Looking forward to seeing what folks do here in Crawford County, and not just Crawford County, but all over the world. People who grew up here, maybe impacted by living here at one time. Maybe they've moved off, but want to support those organizations doing great things here.
Yeah.
They want to leave memory or some sort of a memorial type tribute they've given in the past, and really looking forward to see. Christian has put so much effort into this over the years. I know it's going to happen one of these days. Is this the year that it happens where he cracks $1 million? I mean, that would be pretty impressive. I think Erie Gives is going on as well this week. So I've been seeing some commercials for Erie Gives. But Crawford Gives. So if you go to crawfordgives.org, you can go through and see all the participants. You know what's great is not only can you see the list of participants, you can actually click on them and read their about their mission or their profile. You can see what they're raising money for. It's awesome. So I know there's a lot of organizations who have benefited because they've put the effort into having a good profile. Mm-hmm. Somebody who might not live in that community, but in another part of Crawford County, or again, around the world, wherever, can look and say, boy, that's great. I'm glad. Maybe I didn't grow up in that community, but I like that mission. I'm going to support it. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of people that might not be familiar with your organization that sort of discover you through this and say, hey, that's worthy of some money. Yep. So again, that's why it's so important. You can't just throw up a profile and say, oh, I hope that's good enough. But I hope, and I think, Christian's been working with these organizations too over the years to kind of fine tune that thing.
Yeah.
So again, all the participants are there. Click on it, read, and get ready to give starting tomorrow. So Crawford Gives coming August 12th through the 15th. We have news coming up now as we are approaching 7:30 here this morning. We'll bring you the latest headlines, let you know what's going on. We'll have that regional forecast, the local forecast. We've got what's going on Wall Street. So a lot heading your way here as we're coming up on 7:30 here this morning. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Happy Monday.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Sunday he expected to complete a new Gaza offensive fairly quickly, as the UN Security Council heard new demands for an end to suffering in the Palestinian enclave. Netanyahu, speaking after his security cabinet on Friday approved a much-criticized plan to take control of Gaza City, said he had no choice but to complete the job and defeat Hamas to free hostages seized from Israel.
Israel's security cabinet instructed the IDF to dismantle the 2 remaining Hamas strongholds in Gaza City and the central camps. Contrary to false claims, this is the best way to end the war and the best way to end it speedily.
Hamas says it will not disarm unless an independent Palestinian state is established. It was not clear when the offensive, which would be the latest in successive attempts by the Israeli military to clear the militants from Gaza City, would begin. European representatives at the United Nations said famine was unfolding in Gaza, and Israel's plan would only make things worse. Here's Slovenia's Samuel Zhabogar.
Expanding military operations will only endanger the lives of all civilians in Gaza, including the remaining hostages, and result in further unnecessary suffering.
Malnutrition is widespread in the enclave due to what international aid agencies say is a deliberate plan by Israel to restrict aid. Israel rejects that allegation, blaming Hamas for the hunger among Palestinians, and saying a lot of aid has been distributed. The U.S. representative at the Security Council, Dorothy Shea, defended Netanyahu and said Washington was committed to addressing humanitarian needs, freeing the hostages, and achieving peace.
We need to place responsibility where it lies, with Hamas, and hold it and other Gaza terrorist organizations fully accountable. Today's meeting, like so many other recent actions, undermines those efforts. Israel has accepted 3 ceasefire proposals. Hamas consistently rejected them. It is not negotiating in good faith.
Netanyahu said Israel was working with Washington on creating a surge of aid into Gaza, including by land. His office said he spoke with U.S. President Donald Trump late Sunday to update him on Israel's plans.
It is very clear that President Trump wants to put an end to this for reasons of legacy. He wants to see himself as the peace president and, to give credit where credit is due. He's actually been quite successful. The problem, of course, is I think this conflict is much more complicated than any of the other ones, save for the Middle Eastern one. It's going to be sort of humiliating for Trump if nothing comes out of this, because he will have given all that face to Putin, he will have given all that recognition to Putin, and then got nothing out of this. Well, that's a slap in the face. So that's not going to be looking good for Trump at all. For Putin, he will look great. He will say, look, I'm being wined and dined here in America. Of course, remember that 2 weeks later, so the summit is on August 15th, but then 2 weeks later, he's going to China because there's an SCO meeting there. There's a Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So he'll be meeting with Xi Jinping, having already done his rounds with President Trump, and that puts him in a better position. So he stands to win no matter what happens.
Swooping in to save you over 11 grand off your next Chevy truck. It's Community Chevrolet's newest mascot, Independence Dog.
Getting you approved by day, fighting crime by night.
With Independence Day savings running all month long, you can save more than 11 grand off MSRP on a new Silverado, or save nearly 3 grand on hot new SUVs like the Trailblazer and the Equinox. Follow Independence Dog to explosive savings this month at Community Chevy.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Welcome to Inspire Med Spa, the place you know and love for massages, Botox, laser resurfacing, and semi-permanent makeup. Now we're offering even more, including laser hair removal, tattoo removal, and hair rejuvenation. Our team is here to provide expert care in a peaceful, luxurious environment designed with your relaxation in mind. And with our newly added services, now you can get all your beauty services in one place. Visit Inspire Med Spa today, because you deserve to look and feel your best.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
U.S. stocks ended higher on Friday, with the Dow adding nearly 0.5%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.75%, and the Nasdaq gaining 1% to notch a record-closing high for the second straight day. The three major indexes registered solid gains for the week, notes Stephen Schoenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes.
It's a combination of some geopolitical hopes, the fact that the president is going to meet with Putin very near term is giving some hope of relaxation of geopolitical tensions. Earnings continue to be strong, and the hope for lower interest rates.
Stocks on the move included Apple, which rose more than 4% Friday and was up over 13% for the week, its biggest weekly percentage gain since 2020. Also helping the S&P 500 were shares of Gilead Sciences, which jumped more than 8% after the biopharmaceutical company raised its full-year financial outlook. And shares of Expedia rose more than 4% after the online travel agent raised its annual forecast for gross bookings and revenue growth. Inflation will be in focus next week, which could serve as a test for the stock market rally. The monthly U.S. Consumer Price Index report is due on Tuesday, and some investors say equities could be set for a pullback depending on what it reveals.
NVIDIA and AMD have agreed to give the U.S. government 15% of revenue from sales to China of advanced computer chips. That's according to a U.S. official who spoke to Reuters on Sunday. It includes chips like NVIDIA's H20 that are used for artificial intelligence applications. Citing national security concerns, U.S. President Donald Trump's administration in April blocked sales of H20 chips to China, but last month reversed course, saying it would allow sales to China to resume. China represents a significant market for both companies, with sales there accounting for 24% of total revenue for AMD for 2024 and 13% of total sales for NVIDIA in the fiscal year ending in late January this year. When asked if NVIDIA had agreed to pay 15% of its China revenues to the U.S., a company spokesperson said, quote, "We follow rules the U.S. government sets for our participation in worldwide markets." China's foreign ministry did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The U.S. official said the Trump administration did not feel the sale of H20 and equivalent chips was compromising U.S. national security. The official did not know when the 15% agreement would be implemented or exactly how, but said the administration would be in compliance with the law. The Financial Times said the chip makers agreed to the arrangement as a condition for obtaining the export licenses for their semiconductors. The report said the Trump administration had yet to determine how to use the money.
U.S. gold futures climbed to a record high on Friday, after reports the country has imposed higher tariffs on imports of 1 kilo bars. Prices rose by 1.4% after hitting an all-time high of over $3,500. Meanwhile, spot gold held steady for a second straight weekly gain, up about 1%. The price spread between New York futures and spot prices also widened by more than $100. The price change comes after the Financial Times reported the new tariffs, citing a letter from U.S. Customs and Border Protection. The letter, dated July 31st, said 1 kilo and 100-ounce gold bars should be classified under a customs code subject to higher tariffs. And the move could impact Switzerland, the world's largest gold refining hub. On Thursday, President Donald Trump's higher tariffs on imports from dozens of countries kicked in, leaving major trading partners such as Switzerland, Brazil and India hurriedly searching for a better deal. Gold is often used as a safe store of value during times of political and financial uncertainty.
From McDonald's and Coca-Cola to Apple and Amazon, giant US brands are facing calls for a boycott in India. It's a protest against Trump's 50% tariffs on Indian goods, with business executives and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's supporters stoking anti-American sentiment. India's a key growth market for American companies, with increasingly affluent consumers often associating international brands with moving up in life. The world's most populous nation, for example, has more Domino's restaurants than any other brand. Drinks like Pepsi and Coca-Cola often dominate store shelves too. And people still queue up when an Apple store opens or a Starbucks cafe gives out discounts. Despite no immediate indication of sales being hit, there's a growing narrative to buy local instead. It's rattled exporters and damaged ties between New Delhi and Washington. And on Sunday, Modi made a special appeal for becoming self-reliant. McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Amazon and Apple did not immediately respond to Reuters' queries.
From a potential meeting between the U.S. and Russian presidents to rates decisions in Australia and Norway, these are the stories to watch in business and finance in the coming week. U.S. President Donald Trump is set to meet Russia's Vladimir Putin in the coming days. Trump's looking for a breakthrough to end the war in Ukraine after voicing mounting frustration and threatening new sanctions on Russia. Ramifications of the encounter are likely to ripple through global markets, with secondary tariffs set to hurt Russia and other nations. The makings of a trade deal between Washington and Beijing are progressing, or so Trump and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent have said. But the August 12th deadline for a tariff truce between the two superpowers is closing in. Investors are craving more clarity, and Trump has yet to sign an agreement after both sides at talks in Stockholm agreed to seek an extension of a pause on tariffs. U.S. inflation data due on Tuesday will be a test of whether or not the Fed will cut rates. The July Consumer Price Index will also be watched for signs of the impact of Trump's tariffs. June data showed the biggest rise in 5 months as higher costs for some goods started to bite. A hot July number could shake the narrative that the Fed will cut rates in September. Australia's and Norway's central banks have been cautious in this cycle of rate cuts, but markets suspect their next moves could diverge. The Reserve Bank of Australia has made just 2 quarter-point interest rate cuts from its 2024 peak, while Norway's central bank has made just 1. In Australia, markets expect a quarter-point reduction on Tuesday, with 1 or maybe 2 to follow this year. The Norges Bank, in contrast, is set to stay on hold on Thursday, with another cut not fully priced until November.
Out of the weekend forecast, we are continuing fairly similar conditions to what we've been experiencing, noting that the sunshine will be persistent and will be on the warm side, even noting that we do have some stronger warming that's going to take hold as we roll into tomorrow, with still some lower humidity values. However, there will be an increase in some of that moisture, which will create some mugginess Tuesday into Wednesday, where we will be back to some storm chances, but those storm chances pretty quick moving, and then we'll be right back to some of that warming sunshine. So still underneath some strong high pressure system control here throughout the Northeast. So here for today, a high of 89 into DC, 86 into New York, 81 into Portland, 87 into Buffalo. Tomorrow, still seeing that we have a lot of that sunshine and warm temperatures, more of those 90s, even building Boston and Albany there around 93 degrees. But we can see near the Ohio River Valley there, some of those storm chances are emerging, and those will start to become a bit more widespread as we roll into our Wednesday forecast.
Well, it's a brand new week, 11th day of August, and we are looking at mostly sunny skies here in northwest Pennsylvania. Upper 80s for a high, mainly clear skies tonight with lows in the mid-60s. On into Tuesday, partly cloudy, upper 80s. Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms, low 80s. Thursday, partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the low 80s. Friday, sunshine and mid-80s as we warm up a bit towards the end of the week and into the weekend. You look at next week a little bit, and we're looking at like maybe mid-80s Monday, 80 on Tuesday, and then like upper 70s for a high most of next week. So, and actually, when you look at the weather, it looks like it's going to be pretty decent for the Crawford County Fair. So, don't want to jinx it, but so far, so good there. Meadville checking in at 68 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 66. Titusville, 62. Franklin this morning, 61. Oil City, 60 degrees here at 7:50. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Glad you're with us here on a Monday morning. And again, weather-wise, looking pretty good this week and even next week for the fair, as I mentioned. And we talked about getting some lemonade this week. And there's a couple things I think at the fair that sort of jump out at you. What are...
A couple things. TJ's Pizza.
TJ's Pizza.
And...
what do I get? I like the TJ's is great, but I like the Campies. Is that what it is? The thick?
Yeah, I think that I don't, yeah.
Yeah, and one year, and this was when I
probably could have managed it. I think I got 2 slices one year.
Oh, man.
I don't even think I got through one piece, and I'm like, okay, this was
a bad idea.
This was a real bad idea.
Yeah.
Because it's really big and,
it is.
and thick.
It's a lot. Yeah. And then pumpkin funnel cake.
Yep. I think our kids over the years, the taffy was always big,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Kettle corn, the kettle corn's always good.
Oh, yeah.
Caramel apples. I just never know if the apple's going to be good.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. Yeah.
Take a bite and it's all like,
ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I have to have. Lemonade. There's a local guy that does lemonade that's really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do they do the like you buy it and then you can go back and get refills for a lesser amount?
I don't remember. They used to do that, but I don't know. I know. Well, what we had on Saturday was a local. It was Dietz, and it was amazing. And I really didn't even look to see, because we were walking Gimpy around, and we knew one pass was going to be about it.
I think I like the fact that people understand that everybody's calling me that. So as they call me that, they're not thinking that they're original.
Yeah. It's fun.
I'm not irritated at all about it. It's fine.
I'm not irritated at all.
It's fine.
Oh, come on. It's so much fun.
I used to get the I don't want to insult anybody. Was it the Fallowfield pie? I don't know if it's been quite the same the last couple years.
No, I haven't eaten it for a long time. It doesn't look.
It used to be the best.
Yeah.
And I don't insult the people there. I'm not sure. Somebody had said maybe the recipes changed or the person that had the recipes. I'm not sure, but man, just a slice of that apple pie was outstanding. Oh, and that place was always, it still is packed. So I'll probably have to go over and just sample it just to make sure.
Just to be on the safe side.
But the Fallowfield pie. Now, I know there's a lot of people that will support the Rotary Clubs or, the other organizations that are there. But Curly's is also one that's really good.
We'll be there.
You can find just about everything at the Crawford County Fair.
Yeah.
You were saying you found, was there like an old carnival ride for sale online?
Yeah, it was like the spaceship where you are pressed against it like that, and it was like $70,000.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So that ride where it just spins.
Let's just sell our house and buy it.
It just spins? Yeah, I rode that one time at the Crawford County Fair.
Mm-hmm.
And about...
Only once?
Threw up.
Oh.
Although I did... So, a couple weeks ago, we were out at Pleasantville. Mm-hmm. And they had that pirate ship thing that just kind of goes back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And our dear friends were with us, and their daughter was like, "Would you ride this ride with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is all it does. It's fine. Yeah, I'll do that." Oh, everybody's screaming and having a good time, and I'm thinking, "Don't throw up. Don't throw up." Why is this making me sick? Don't throw up. And I'm looking at this other dad that's sitting with his kid. And he's got that same look, where he's just smiling, pretending, but you can tell he's thinking the same thing.
It's about to come up. Yeah. Luckily, we hadn't eaten that day.
Maybe. Yeah, and then the guy's like, "Well, this is the last one of the night. Let's keep it going, and I want everybody to scream and yell and have a good time." And I'm like, "No, back and forth, back and forth."
See, I just got to play games with them, so
yeah.
Sorry, I got the easy part.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't. We go to other amusement parks, and I'm usually fine, except for maybe, one or two rides. But
spinny rides are your demise, which they're mine too, or quick motion. For you,
I don't know if they've. I think that's something that has changed over time as I've aged.
There you go.
Is that what?
Look at you.
Well, I'll tell you this ankle injury from playing golf. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, yeah, it's not fun getting older, is it? Like, I don't think age has anything to do with it. It was just stupidity. I slipped in wet grass. I was wearing sneakers, and I came down.
Yeah.
I tried to swing the heck out of this golf club in wet grass. So, no, it's not age. It's just stupidity. Okay.
I feel like if one of our kids did the same motion, it would have ended the same way.
I'll tell you why. I have in those same shoes that I wore.
Yeah.
I have stepped on wet brick and have almost slipped. It's the bottom of those shoes.
Okay.
So that's what it was.
Okay.
Because I thought, oh, okay.
So we need to get you some different shoes.
No. I'm fine. Golf shoes. I need some cleats there to plant myself.
All right. I'll remember that.
Okay. We were out a little bit yesterday. Had to sneak out. It's just that time, right? Back to school.
We're lucky though. We have boys. It's not like girls are like a whole wardrobe and it's a whole thing, like 5 different pair of shoes and got to have it all before I start, kind of a thing. Boys are
Were you like that?
No, I wasn't. My sister was. Like I just, shoes. Yeah,
But you got excited to go back to school shopping
because I wanted new. Like I like shoes. We all know this. Amy likes shoes.
Yeah. But I'm saying, at least you got excited.
Yeah.
We dreaded.
Yeah.
Like we were. I can't. Like my brother and I, we would go hide in the clothes racks and play games, and we would do everything but stand next to my mom and say, "Yes, we like that."
So this is where our kids get it from.
Oh, yeah. It was the worst thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
Going back to school shopping. Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have one kid who's like, yeah, I kind of need new tennis shoes because his tennis shoes that he got recently are being used for like conditioning for a sport. So they're going quickly. But getting him to focus for 2 seconds was like, I can't do it.
Yeah. That was us.
Yeah. And then, like, oh, yeah, I guess I need new jeans. Getting them to pick out, I'm like, oh my gosh. Focus. And then the oldest is like, yeah, I need new socks. So those I just went online and they're being shipped to his house. I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, so in one hand, like, great, right, that they aren't needy this year. they have most everything. Mm-hmm. But I understand, like, some simple things, like a new pair of shoes to start the school year, or a new pair of jeans, or what. But you know what the problem is? September we've had this shift in weather where September's really nice for quite a while.
Yeah.
So, a new pair of blue jeans, do you really need them right away? No. Like middle September? Yeah. But I know, like, all the back-to-school pictures start taking place.
Oh, crap.
Really early on. So that's something that's going to be happening.
Now I know what I'm getting.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you.
I didn't even think of that.
It's going to be a nice day today. Upper 80s for a high. This is the morning drill.
For over 11 years, Triple M Roofing has been providing Amish quality craftsmanship and work ethic that you can rely on. Pole barns, decks, porches, siding, and almost all roofing needs, Triple M Roofing will get the job done on time without sacrificing quality or the promise to deliver within your budget. Call today for a free estimate, 814-964-0472. Waiting is what you'll do with the other guys. Getting it done is what we do. Amish owned and operated, we're Triple M Roofing.
Who can solve this equation? Ooh, me. Anyone else? Fine. Jake from State Farm. Again.
It's the personal price plan theorem. If you bundle your home and auto, that can equal an affordable price just for you.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Poppy's Equipment and Storage Rental in Pleasantville is committed to providing our customers with exceptional service while offering quality rental equipment. Poppy's is now an authorized steel dealer with everything you need to have for sawing and cutting or mowing to digging. And of course, Poppy's has tents, tables, chairs, heaters, generators, barbecues, and more for your next wedding or get-together. Need firewood or propane? No problem. Whether you're in construction or a weekend warrior, reach out to Poppy's about your next project. Poppy's Place on the Tenesta Road in Pleasantville. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
Fat Chad's Brewing is Titusville's premier dining destination, offering fine dining served with a cold beverage and great conversations. Try our new menu items, the T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Our pasta entries and sandwiches are just as popular. Try the new lobster ravioli, shrimp and scallop pasta, or our popular Asiago chicken. Don't forget about our famous burgers or fish sandwich, all served with fresh cut fries. Come in Saturday nights for Wild Game Saturdays. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
U.S. stocks ended higher on Friday, with the Dow adding nearly 0.5%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.75%, and the Nasdaq gaining 1% to notch a record-closing high for the second straight day. The three major indexes registered solid gains for the week, notes Stephen Schoenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes.
It's a combination of some geopolitical hopes. The fact that the president is going to meet with Putin very near term is giving some hope of relaxation of geopolitical tensions. Earnings continue to be strong, and the hope for lower interest rates.
Stocks on the move included Apple, which rose more than 4% Friday and was up over 13% for the week, its biggest weekly percentage gain since 2020. Also helping the S&P 500 were shares of Gilead Sciences, which jumped more than 8% after the biopharmaceutical company raised its full-year financial outlook. And shares of Expedia rose more than 4% after the online travel agent raised its annual forecast for gross bookings and revenue growth. Inflation will be in focus next week, which could serve as a test for the stock market rally. The monthly U.S. Consumer Price Index report is due on Tuesday, and some investors say equities could be set for a pullback depending on what it reveals.
Joining us this morning, Titusville City Councilman Gavin Griffin. Hi, Gavin. How are you this morning?
Morning, Luke.
Good to see you.
It was a long weekend. I'm still recovering.
It was a long weekend. Busy weekend. We're going to go
right.
all the way back to Friday.
Oh,
or you want
boy.
to go before Friday?
Well, we can start.
Let's go before Friday. Because you were on a week ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of setting the stage for everything. What did last week bring you after you visited us a week ago? I'm sure a lot of organizations were doing great things and getting ready. Anything in particular that council was kind of keeping an eye on, just making sure everything was in place, or what went down to lead up to Friday and the weekend?
Well, we had a council meeting last week on Wednesday evening, and we were able to talk a little bit about Oil Festival and just make sure we were reminding folks that the streets would be closed down and working with our Public Works Department to make sure that would happen. They got everything taken care of by Friday morning. And before that, we had lineup for the parade on Thursday evening, so that was spray painting all the little numbers to make sure folks know where they were at. And then on Wednesday evening, we had, on Friday evening, we had our ribbon cutting for the new mural and the new stage in Founders Park. So we had all of our community partners there and had some remarks from those folks, and then cut the ribbon and had live music to follow.
Okay, that's great. All weekend, the weather was just absolutely perfect. A lot of people were in town. Yeah,
we always say that this is the busiest weekend of the entire year for us here in Titusville, and so we were really, really happy with the turnout this year and the amount of vendors and folks in the parade. We had 73 parade entries, so you can't get much better than that.
It was just walking around, and it was like, the park was just filled. You saw a lot of people that maybe you didn't recognize. So again, when we say visitors, some of them, a lot of them probably, coming back from and visiting from, other places. But you might have had people just passing through that said, "Hey, look, a festival," and walking through, taking it in, and again, it's just a real nice variety of folks. And it seemed like everything was spread out nicely too, from down to Ironworks up to Fat Chad's, Shady Park. It was just, I don't know. It was nice. It was just nice.
Yeah, the way the entire town kind of turned out for it. I did a heck of a lot of walking. My shoes were wearing thin by the end of Saturday evening, but it was a very packed, full weekend. And Ironworks, as always, had a wonderful showing for the alumni all-school reunion, so we were down there for that. And then, of course, the live music on Saturday evening, the fireworks, and my girlfriend was a little bit ticked off with me because we'd be walking around and it would take us an hour to go from one block to the other because I'd be bumping into people and, "Oh, hey, how are you? How's this? How's that?" And so, but, we were able to go up to the Tarbell House. They had their open house and she was
nice.
happy. So,
we stopped at the Pancake Breakfast yesterday.
That's right.
Sponsored by the Alumni Association, and that was a lot of fun. By the way, Tambra, kudos to Tambra, Warner Sabatini, all the work that went into the Alumni Association's involvement, and I think that has been playing a major role too in letting people know, hey, not only is it Oil Fest, but there's all these other things going on. You can make it a really busy, fun weekend. And I have to say, I think people were coming into town earlier than what maybe was expected. places were busy even Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So that's great that people are coming in and making it sort of a destination, type of a weekend.
Yeah, we certainly turned it into almost a week-long celebration. And I know we were both at a fundraiser at Fat Chad's on Wednesday evening. That was packed with folks that I hadn't seen in quite a long time. Folks that were coming in from out of town or people that I went to high school with. And so it's always good when you can get together and, spend the weekend reminiscing.
From the Chamber to Take Pride to the Alumni Association, a lot of moving parts. Do you know are any sort of recap meetings coming up?
So the Oil Festival Committee will get together once the dust settles and talk about what worked and what didn't and what we need to start working on for next year. And so I imagine that'll be by the end of the month at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Busy time. Well, I know when you have a successful event like that, it's always exciting to talk about next year and get ready for it. So, and it doesn't just happen a week before the event either. Planning starts now, and there'll be a lot of discussion on it. So
that's right. Yeah, we have 360 odd days to start preparing.
Better hurry up. The way these years are flying by.
Oh boy.
Let's go back to last Wednesday's meeting. It looked like a pretty full agenda. Proclamations for junior council.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a very full agenda, and we typically pride ourselves, especially during the summer months, on being done within 45 minutes, and this one was about 2 hours. So, it was a little bit longer, but we talked about a lot of very important stuff, and starting with our junior council members. So we have Gracie Sampson, who is going off to college, and Jenna Crocker, who will hopefully be staying on for another term for her senior year. So we were very happy to thank both of them for their hard work and service to the city, and look forward to continuing to work with Jenna as the new school year starts.
Introduction and swearing in of Minutemen and police officer.
That's right. We had new firefighter, two new firefighters and a police officer. And so they started previously, but we want to make sure we got them before council to do their official swearing-in ceremony and get all that. We had a packed audience with their families there. And so, we always talk about, now that we've moved to City Hall, it feels like we don't have enough room for all the people that show up. And so, we probably weren't up to fire code, but it was pretty full.
Yeah, good.
So,
that's
but
good.
thankfully we had firefighters in the building, so we were safe to go.
Appointment of Robin Sterling for the Parks and Recreation Committee. This is something that people need to be kind of keep in the back of their mind, right? Because they can go onto the website and do that. Okay.
They can go onto our city website. You can find the boards, commissions, and authorities page. The applications are right on there, and so we're looking for people to come and represent the different groups that utilize the parks, whether it's soccer or football, baseball, softball, pickleball. Yeah, those folks, I'm sure that they would like a seat at the table, and so we encourage them to apply.
Awesome. I was just thinking about that. If anybody who's came into town to visit the last couple days and just driving around, they've got to be amazed at what's been going on with like the parks and the Admire Complex.
Yeah. And I, at Beer Fest on Saturday evening, we utilized the stage and a good deal of Founders Park.
How did that work out?
It was fantastic. And I got so many comments from folks that said it's amazing that 6 months ago this was just kind of a bare, empty green space, and now we've really built it into something that brings people together. And Chris Higbee was fantastic, as always. We were very glad to have him here.
Didn't get a chance to, we had to head out of town, but it looked like that sort of opens up the Beer Fest a little bit, give everybody some room to move around and enjoy things. Was that pretty accurate to say?
That's right, yeah. Okay. We had the street closed down, so it was roped off just past the Legion there, and then all the way down around to Fat Chad's, essentially. And so it was a nice big L shape with the stage and the park right in the middle.
Awesome. And I hear former Steelers legend Louis Lips was in town.
That's right. It was Louis and
a birthday too.
Yeah, that's right. So we welcomed him in town, and of course we always enjoy one of my personal favorites. Canhead was here, so he's always a lot of fun. He does a nice trick when you shake his hand where he'll it doesn't let go. He has for those that don't know, a special skin condition that sucks in more air than the average person, so he can kind of stick things to himself. it's really neat. You should go find him online if you haven't seen him before. But he's a lot of fun. A good sense of humor, too.
Yeah, that's great to say, hey, I have this thing, and I'm going to turn it into something.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So then you go into special meeting minutes, approval of those, previous meeting minutes, managers report, anything big from City Manager Neil Freitas?
So Neil was actually out last week. We didn't end up having a manager's report. We had some folks filling in. Of course, Casey, our secretary, Tim Russell, who is our code enforcement officer and serves sort of as deputy to the manager. And so they kind of went over a couple things of concern, and we went from there. We had meeting minutes from the airport, and I want to say there was another committee that turned in their minutes as well.
Anything big from the airport?
Not much. They were still going over some of the projects that we had for this year. We had a fuel line issue out there at the beginning of the year, so we were sort of looking at what needs to be done out there. But they do a good job of taking care of things.
Public participation. Anybody participate in anything? Is it what's on people's minds?
Sure. Yeah, we had the owner of Warner's Bakery. She was there asking about that little section of parking lot right next to her building. Currently, the city owns that, but she would like to purchase it from the city and then turn it into some additional parking for her business, and then maybe down the road into some outdoor seating. But we heard her out on it, and we're hoping to come to an agreement.
Great. I'm sure people, a city and a business, when you can have a conversation like that and just kind of see where everybody is, I mean, that's enjoyable to me. I like watching that play out.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that one was a little bit easier than some of the other conversations we had that night.
Okay.
Yeah, we had some other folks from the public that were very upset and concerned with a parking issue over in their neighborhood. And so there were several of them that gave us a piece of their mind. And we took that into consideration, and we'll be working with them here in the near future.
Okay.
But, yeah, they didn't come with cookies in hand, so... Yeah, that's the trick. That's how Warner's gets things done.
Bring cookies.
Yeah.
The multimodal grant, anything there?
Yes.
Some new business.
We have been working on that application. As you know, we have street collapse up at East Mount Vernon Street. We've been working on for about 4 years now. I had worked with Neil previously on trying to get some funding through the United States Senate appropriations process, and unfortunately that fell through for this year. So we are now working through the state with our state senator, Michelle Brooks, on the multimodal grant for that. So that would be rebuilding the street with some filtration and reinforcement underneath.
This is something you guys have been talking about for quite a while now, but and I think... was it last year, a couple years ago, you actually took some pictures of that area? Yeah. So basically you have this hill, right, and water's coming down and sort of eroding the road.
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure out, okay, can we drain this better so it's not destroying our road every couple years? Yeah. But there's some cost to that, right?
That's right. It was $800,000, $900,000. So, it's certainly not a $26 million like our water well projects, but... the amount of funding for that is certainly limited, and especially because it's not a highly trafficked road. There's only one or two houses on it, but there are several houses below it, and so it's currently in a condition now where it's sliding down into their backyards, into their fences, and so eventually if we don't do something about it, they're going to be dealing with it. I'm sure we'll have some very unhappy residents.
So part of the cost isn't necessarily getting, draining it, under the road or whatever. You got to figure out, okay, well, we got to do that, but there's houses under here, so we can't just let it go right into their yards, right? So you got to figure out how to connect it down to the other street, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have wonderful city engineers that do all that work for us, and so we have a new proposal from them from April that we'll be putting in for that project.
Okay, and again, that's something that just doesn't happen overnight. It's been quite a process.
Several years.
And because of the price, it's something you can't just say, yep, we're doing it now.
Yep. Yeah, and that's something the city doesn't have in its budgetary restrictions there that would be able to do anything. So we're very hopeful that this grant comes through.
You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Titusville City Councilman Gavin Griffin with us here this morning, coming off of Oil Festival weekend, a busy weekend. And in the midst of all that, they had a meeting last week right before we got into Oil Festival. So a lot of conversations taking place, and we're just kind of going through the agenda right now. You had commercial inspections. You had a guest via telephone join you for that.
That's right. We had someone presenting to us a business that does commercial inspections, so it would be similar to what we do for our rental inspection program, except they would train and equip our fire department to do these inspections on commercial buildings to ensure that they're up to code for everything. And that way we can sort of utilize those folks in a way that is cost effective to the city. They're already on the city's payroll, and they already, work shifts 24 hours, 8 to 8. And so we're really hopeful that we can move forward with these people to get that business going.
Sale of city equipment. What's for sale? Boy, people look forward to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So we have several items from the Public Works Department. You can go check them out. They're on Unibid. So we're hoping that'll rake in a little bit of money to help us offset some costs we've incurred this year.
Nothing fun? You don't want a dump truck or anything?
No, there's not a whole lot, on there, but we encourage folks to go check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. CDBG funding. What was discussed there?
Yes, so we had some proposals turned in from several departments as well as some folks from the community. So we had a proposal for a new pumper truck for the fire department. That would be a 2 or 3 year split. It's very expensive, I think upwards of $400,000. And so that was part of it. We also had some admin costs just to help the city pay for our administration of those things. We had a building down on Diamond Street that that the Redevelopment Authority has been working on, and they would like to have some funding to help us get it back up and match some additional grant funds. And then we also had $45,000 for women's services. They were asking to help offset the cost of a new salaried position here in Titusville because they've had an increased need here, and they only have one person in their Titusville office at this time. And so we're going to be reviewing all of that and having a meeting to hear those proposals on the 20th at 5 p.m., just before a regular council meeting.
Rules for boards, commissions, authorities, and committees.
That's right. This was an item that I had brought up in conversation with the mayor, and so we wanted to make sure it was on the agenda. It was a memo outlining what needed to be done by anyone who serves in an appointed position. That includes any member of a board or committee, and so it's essentially set by the Sunshine Law already. We want to make sure we put it in a way that is easily digestible so they know exactly what they do and do not have the power and authority to do. And so a lot of that's about keeping meeting notes and public advertisement, letting people come and give public comment. And so we're hopeful that we can get that out to them and let them implement it.
Yeah, and some of that's just born out of, I think concern. Like if you get a group, people that bump into each other and maybe they serve together on council or another board or something, and it's like, hey, what are we doing here? Probably not wise to do that, but
and certainly this is a law that hasn't changed a whole lot since we've had the booming of the internet and messaging, and so we have a lot of folks that will, from time to time, conduct certain pieces of business over email or over a text, and they don't necessarily realize that that's not okay. And so we want to make sure we give something to them rather than forcing them to read the entirety of the Sunshine Law on their own, to kind of help them reference what their duties are.
Yep. Social Services Liaison.
That's right. So that is another piece that I had asked the mayor to put on. We talk very often about our social services, especially when we talk about our roundtable meetings. That's the first Wednesday of every month, and this individual would take over the responsibility of planning for those roundtable meetings, as well as writing up a report each month to give to council about what's going on in social services arena. That way we can be in touch with what's happening for those who not only are providing those services, but people who are struggling and rely on those services to get by here in our community. And so council gave the okay to move forward with that position, so you'll be seeing some more information soon.
By the way, we didn't mention that that roundtable was that morning.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
We can go back and recap that in a moment, but let's get through the rest of the agenda. Only a few more things. Oil Creek Township police coverage. This was picked up by some media outlets and the expansion of police coverage.
Yeah, that's right. That's something that has been a conversation for over a year now among the city and now with Oil Creek Township. So this was an issue for a lot of folks that live just outside the city in Oil Creek Township that rely on the Pennsylvania State Police, and very often they cover a broad area and they have quite a lot to do and longer response times. And so we were looking at an agreement to provide Oil Creek Township not only with response but also with patrol, and so we'll see what the numbers figure out to and come to the bargaining table with them.
Anybody not for this?
We had currently on council, we have former police chief Gary Thomas, and Gary was just concerned about stretching our guys too thin, and so he wasn't sure if we would be able to afford somebody new to come in and help cover that, or if we'd be okay with just the two-man shifts that we currently have. Our public safety commissioner was fairly certain we'd be okay with what we currently have, and I guess we'll see how it plays out.
And I would imagine, obviously, Oil Creek Township would be supplying some funding for some of this stuff, right?
That's right.
Fuel costs and things like that.
Yeah, and so we'll see what that number shapes up to be. But if you are a resident of Oil Creek Township, we encourage you to come out to their Township Supervisors meeting and voice your support.
All right, budget work session.
Yes, it's hard to believe that it's already that time of year.
Yeah.
It wasn't too long ago that we were doing the 2025 budget, but we'll be working on 2026 starting in October. So we have a list of our budget work sessions. Those are open to the public, and that list will be provided on social media and on the city's website. So if you want to come out and see, dig through with a fine-tooth comb, we encourage you to do it.
Okay, we mentioned the roundtable was that morning. Were you there?
I was.
Okay,
yeah.
so anything major coming out of that? If you haven't had a chance, you're an organization that would like to just kind of be in the know or share maybe what you're working on. The first Wednesday of every month are the roundtables, and come and really enjoy and learn what's going on.
Yeah, it was very, very well attended. We were very surprised to have a special guest. State Representative Lee James was there. So he gave us sort of an update on what was going on in Harrisburg with the budget. And the answer is not much.
No,
but,
maybe September.
Yeah, I had heard September or October. And so, the longer we wait on that, there's plenty of people, especially people in that room that rely on state funding. We also heard from the folks over at Women's Services. Their new incoming director, Sarah, was able to join us, as well as Brenda, who works in their Titusville office. So we heard from them about HOPE and a couple of other initiatives that they'll be working on. Cricket from the Associated Charities was there and talked about back-to-school distribution. I had the chance to help them out with that on Thursday evening, and
nice.
So it was very well attended, and it's always nice to see those kids walk away happy and ready for school.
Well,
they weren't happy about
ready.
school,
You're
but
right.
they were happy about getting their new outfits.
Yeah.
And yeah,
that's always good. Gavin,
Yeah.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks.
it is very clear that President Trump wants to put an end to this for reasons of legacy. He wants to see himself as the peace president and, to give credit where credit is due. He's actually been quite successful. The problem, of course, is I think this conflict is much more complicated than any of the other ones, save for the Middle Eastern one. It's going to be sort of humiliating for Trump if nothing comes out of this, because he will have given all that face to Putin. He will have given all that recognition to Putin and then got nothing out of this. Well, that's a slap in the face. So that's not going to be looking good for Trump at all. For Putin, he will look great. He will say, look, I'm being wined and dined here in America. Of course, remember that 2 weeks later, so the summit is on August 15th, but then 2 weeks later, he's going to China because there's an SCO meeting there. There's a Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So you'll be meeting with Xi Jinping, having already done his rounds with President Trump, and that puts him in a better position. So he stands to win no matter what happens.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Levin. Puppy Levin is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell-focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years' experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ray and Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
U.S. stocks ended higher on Friday, with the Dow adding nearly 0.5%, the S&P 500 climbing more than 0.75%, and the Nasdaq gaining 1% to notch a record-closing high for the second straight day. The three major indexes registered solid gains for the week, notes Stephen Schoenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes.
It's a combination of some geopolitical hopes. The fact that the president is going to meet with Putin very near term is giving some hope of relaxation of geopolitical tensions. Earnings continue to be strong, and the hope for lower interest rates.
Stocks on the move included Apple, which rose more than 4% Friday and was up over 13% for the week, its biggest weekly percentage gain since 2020. Also helping the S&P 500 were shares of Gilead Sciences, which jumped more than 8% after the biopharmaceutical company raised its full-year financial outlook. And shares of Expedia rose more than 4% after the online travel agent raised its annual forecast for gross bookings and revenue growth. Inflation will be in focus next week, which could serve as a test for the stock market rally. The monthly U.S. Consumer Price Index report is due on Tuesday, and some investors say equities could be set for a pullback depending on what it reveals.
Joining us this morning is a local author. Aaron Yoder joins us. Hi, Aaron. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey,
Thanks
congratulations. A brand new book.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Before we talk about the book and what it took to get that together, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Aaron Yoder. I work here locally at Titusville at IT Absorb Tech. I've been around the area for quite a while. I graduated from Rocky Grove High School, so I've been local my whole life, and I've always had dreams of creating and writing things, and originally it started with video games, but that didn't work out, and I shifted to books.
Wow. So from an early age you enjoyed writing, or being creative?
Just being creative. Like me and my friends would get together when we were younger and play Dungeons and Dragons, and for some reason that always wasn't good enough for me, so I'd go out and create my own games, and we'd start playing those because we wanted to play with different rules. And that's kind of where it started, was just creating those games and going from there.
You talk to a lot of people and they're like, oh yeah, I've always wanted to write a book, and nobody ever does it. What was the thing that's just sort of propelled you into actually doing the research, figuring out how to do it, and just doing it?
So a lot of that was a lot of the family support I had. My brother supported me a lot with making the book. My wife, my kids, they're all like, oh, you need to do it. You need to do it. Just do it. And the hardest part is there is a sea of information when it comes to publishing a book. You have your traditional publishing, indie publishing, vanity publishing. There's so many different avenues you can go, and that was probably one of the biggest minefields to explore and get through. But that's just, the support of the people pushing you, that's what really made me finish this, is just everybody supporting me, say, yeah, it's good. You have something here. You need to go do it.
Now, was this something you figured out the publishing side by yourself, or did you talk to somebody or reach out to somebody for some professional help there? Or?
Yeah, so I started listening to the self-publishing podcast, and then I found some on there. There were some different companies like Fictionary and editing software and things like that I found. And then when I started really getting into it and talking to people there, they really helped me get a clearer path of what's going to work best for me.
Not that you want to give out all the trade secrets because you put all the work into it, so everybody else can figure it out. But no, it's just curious because a lot of times that kind of stuff would stop somebody from continuing on in that process, right? Because it's you just don't put a book together. It's a lot of work.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a lot of work, and editing is definitely one of the biggest parts that's hard to figure out because there's a lot of different types of editing. There's developmental and there's line editing, there's copy editing. You got to have proofreaders, and there's a lot to it. Really, a lot more than what you would think goes into it.
So how many folks would you let sort of in on it to help you kind of figure things out in the editing process? Was it just you? Did you have a couple others that you could send off, material and say, hey, take a look at this? How's it?
Yeah, there's a couple others that I had that I would send off. Mainly like beta readers. I have a few beta readers that they'll read it first and they'll give me their honest opinion, like, yeah, I like it or I don't like it, or I'd change this, I wouldn't change that, I like these characters, just kind of small things. And then after they're done, that's when it goes into editing, and then the editing is where it gets really picky. Like, they're going to pick everything apart, and so there's a lot of deleting scenes, or you got to rewrite, you got to change POVs. There's a lot that goes into that part.
Were there times where you said, "Oh, I didn't think of that. That's a good thought."
Oh,
how this, does this fit with this narrative? Or
for sure, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot. Like in this book here, Leith's storyline, pretty much all of her scenes changed from what they were originally after my developmental editor got it, because she was like, well, it's not really, each character has to have their goals, and she didn't really have a goal, so she's like, I think you need to change it. And we had a few discussions, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll do that.
Did you ever think, I'll just say, the goal is not to have a goal?
Yeah, I should have. That would have been the way to go.
Yeah. No, that's fascinating. Okay, so tell us about the book, and then I want to kind of go back to when did you first have the idea for it?
Okay, so the book it follows the main character, Leper. It has multiple viewpoints. There's 5 viewpoint characters, but Leper's the main character, and it follows his story. He's kind of, just alone. He's a different race. He has horns on his head, and these people were eradicated years ago because they're thought of as evil. And so he hides off in the woods, and then eventually the antagonist Naluk, he comes after these shards, and he tries to kidnap the queen's children, and that's what sets him into action. And he discovers that these shards they're a divine object, and they're more powerful than what everybody thought. They can create this talisman, and it just snowballs from there. And now he's trying to stop this Naluk from gaining the ultimate weapon, which is the talisman. That's the first book, and then there's going to be 3 total. But
oh wow, okay. So the idea for the book, how long ago did you start to develop these ideas? So
that was, I'm going to say, it was 8 to 10 years ago. I started working on this, and honestly, there was another book that came first. It was like a dystopian future book. Still had the same character names and stuff, but it was a completely different setting, and it was like an 80 or 100,000 word manuscript, and I scrapped the whole thing and started over again with the same characters, not the same places, but I decided to create a whole map and world, different magic system and everything, because I just didn't like where I had left the dystopian one.
Was that tough to do?
That was very tough to do. So I was like, I got all this stuff, and everybody said it was good, but I was like, I didn't leave myself anywhere to go. So I need to go back to the drawing board and do better plotting so that I could leave myself a spot to go.
Kind of sounds like what we do in this business. We go out and shoot, we may get a half hour or an hour of material for 30 seconds.
Right.
And there's a lot of good stuff you have to leave out to get some, other things in there. And I'd imagine that's sort of the same process. I mean, you scrap, that's a lot of work to say, okay, time to retool it. So this was 8 to 10 years ago, you said. So, during that time, were you were you also doing research on the publishing aspect, or did you wait to get it pretty much finished before you said, okay, now I'll find an avenue?
That's when I started really researching like the publishing aspect and looking at the different avenues, like traditional vanity and self-publishing. And I didn't understand what all of them meant. So I was like, I need to figure out every one in detail and what's going to work best for me, what I want to do. Over time, that started to graduate towards, I need to figure out the editing part of it. If I'm going to do self-publishing, how am I going to do the editing? What am I going to do there? And that started about 5 years ago or so, and it was a process. And I met my first editor, Allie, and she's probably the one that really helped me get this thing launched.
Wow.
Because she helped, she didn't just do editing for me. She helped me with the entire self-publishing process. She offered to help me find agents, help me find, write up pitch letters for publishers and things like that. But that's really how, when I got a clear vision of, okay, this is going to happen.
That's great. Is it beneficial to have somebody that's on your side that says to you, hey, this is a great idea, great story, I'm going to fight for you on this? Or is it good to have somebody that says, okay, I'm going to help you kind of pick this apart to make it so that it is where it needs to be?
Yeah, it's good to have somebody on your side that's like, yeah, this is, I'm gonna help you. This is great, and I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you take the next steps. I'm gonna show you which way you need to go.
What are some other challenges when it comes to publishing? Well, in this case, your book. That's a great cover. So, is that a design that you did? Do you have to work with artists, or how does that work?
Yeah, so that was the cover was another company, Miblart. They did the cover, and I sent them over just like pictures, because I'm no artist, and they're terrible pictures, but I sent them over what I wanted on the cover, and then they have an artist go through and draw it, and then we'll go back and forth. They'll send me the pictures. Is this okay? And then if I say yeah, we continue the next step and keep going till we have it where we want it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what was that feeling like when that first draft, and I don't know how that works, like when it arrives just like that and you see it for the first time?
Yeah, that was a very emotional moment when I got that first box from Amazon and Barnes & Nobles, and I had the print copies, the first proof print copies in there, and you open it up, it's like, okay, I made this. Like, wow. It's where like the dream becomes reality at that point. You're like, I can't believe it. I made it to this part, and it's very surreal.
Do you have to kind of take a step back and tell yourself, hey, enjoy this right now? Or was it like that excitement, the adrenaline hits, and you're like, okay, back to the writing room. I got to.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. And
okay.
As I mentioned before, like Allie, she's always like, you need to stop and take a break, because I'm always like, we email back and forth constantly, and she's like, okay, you need to slow down, just take a minute and celebrate this victory, and then we'll go. And I'm like, well, I got this idea, and we need to keep pushing. So yeah, but it is nice to take a step back and.
So was that something that you had to do early on and say, okay, I have this idea and I think it's over 3 books, or did you just focus on one and then kind of, as you would get ideas, kind of jot them on the side, like I think this could be down the road? Yeah, I focused on the first one, and then I'm a big series or trilogy or saga guy myself. Yeah,
and I was like, I think I can build this out more as I was going, because and as you're writing, sometimes you'll get an idea like for a side plot or whatever, and you're like, oh, that would work really good. So it's, you come up with a lot of stuff as you're going, and you can plan too. So
yeah. Well, what's the best movie trilogy out there?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. Best movie trilogy? Oh, I would have to. I really like The Hunger Games.
Okay,
I like that one. Lord of the Rings would be a close second for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what sort of things influenced you, and was it hard not to kind of go back to those concepts or say, okay, I got to make this mine?
Yeah, it is. One of the biggest things that influenced me is R.A. Salvador, his books, The Legend of Drizzt Do'Urden. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. But he's got a whole universe there. And those are all the books I read when I was younger, and I was like, this is really cool. This is what I really enjoy this. And then when he went and did a story for a video game, and I can't remember the name of the video game. I think it might have been Kingdom Come, but I was like, that's I like his path, and that's really what influenced me a lot. And the crazy part is my second editor, Pam, she does my copy editing. When she's going through my copy editing, she's like, you write in UK English, and I was like, well, that's weird. And she's like, well, what books do you read? And I told her about The Legend of Drizzt. She's like, oh, well, that makes sense because he's a UK writer.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, just don't be like Martin in the Game of Thrones, because my graphics guy loves the books, but he has like no desire to finish them or whatever. So,
okay.
So you got to finish these books now that you've got this one out there. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville.
Local author Aaron Yoder with us here this morning. Again, congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
So tell us, where can folks pick up a copy of your book?
Okay, so this is it's available at Amazon online and Barnes & Noble's online. You can also find it at Fabletree Bookshop at the Merc, and you can find it at Pressed Bookshop up in Erie.
What was that like to know that, hey, you've got a book that, well, first of all, that's impressive, but it's on Amazon, it's on, Barnes & Noble. You've got local people. I think you just did a book signing at Titusville Market Square.
Yep, just did a book signing down at Titusville Market Square, and I've got quite a few events coming up, and it's just, it's very surreal. I'm just trying to soak in just doing everything and getting out there and meeting people and talking about the book. And I've had other people come up and talk to me about some of the characters and how they love all the different characters in the book.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a journey, and I'm just trying to enjoy it along the way.
So, will you be out and about locally over the next couple of weeks? Or
Yes.
how can folks find you?
Okay, so I should be at Fabletree Bookshop for Oil Festival. We're still working on that. I'm actually going to be doing a pretty big giveaway for the launch of the second book, Shattered Barriers, which is slated to release September 26th. It should be out by then. That's barring any setbacks from the copy editing. But I should be at Fabletree next weekend, and then I'll be at Comic-Con in Erie in September, and I'm going to be at the Ironworks for the Halloween party. And then there's also a launch party September 26th at Fabletree for Shattered Berries. I'll be there as well.
That's awesome.
So,
and then can people message you on Facebook?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And I have a website, aarondyoder.com. You can go on there. I have a contact form. You can sign up for my newsletter. Any way you want to get a hold of me.
That's awesome. Again, I say this, and I truly mean it. People say all the time, like, whether it's writing or something else, I don't have the time, or I really like to do something, and people don't put the time to do that.
Yeah.
And you're balancing work, family, and yet you said the support of your family that said, yes, you need to do this. This is great, and you've done it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you get through the next 3 books. What's next? You have other ideas? Or?
I have started developing a saga. We have the trilogy to start, and now I think I'm going to go for a saga, at least 5 books.
Wow!
So I have those 5 planned. Starting to map out, the events and things that are going to happen through those, and we'll see where it goes to.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome. So, if people come up and they see you at one of these events, obviously you'll talk to them about the book, the characters, sign some autographs in the book.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm pretty excited. This giveaway I'm talking about, it's going to have there's going to be a gold wrapped Shattered Divinity edition in this loot box. It's going to be signed in gold Sharpie, and it's going to have different. There's different characters and different, there's a whole different language that I made up in this book, and there's parts where they use it and I never explain what they say. That book's going to have the translations of that language in there, so that'll be the only book that'll ever have that. So it'll be a pretty big loot box.
How challenging was that?
That was pretty difficult.
Okay.
I did a lot of research on language and listening to different, because there's tonal languages, there's so many different things out there for how you can make an actual language.
Anything keep you up at night in this process?
The excitement a lot of the time. Like, I'll sit there, I will lay in bed and just, like, my mind will run wild with, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that, oh, what about this, oh, there's also this too. And I'll just lay there and keep going. And
are you one to keep like a tablet next to the bed and just kind of jot things down, or were you pretty good at keeping it in your head?
I try to keep that stuff out because that would snowball for me.
Okay.
I might have to have my wife knock me out.
Yeah. Support only goes so far.
Exactly. Yep. Until she shuts the door and says, you sleep outside.
Yeah. What's been the biggest surprise in this journey for you in this whole process?
I think the biggest one's been I've met some incredible people along this journey. Other independent authors, my editors, beta readers. Everybody I've met along this journey has been pleasantly helpful, and it's just been great to meet all the new people. And I mean, there's people from Florida that I've met over Zoom calls and things. It's just been a great experience.
And the fact that you've been able to do this, on your own, basically, and find the avenues you needed to find, again, that it doesn't just happen overnight.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to do that.
It does. It takes a lot of time and a lot of persistence. And I mean, some days you don't even feel like it, but as long as you do, I always try to make, as long as I do something, I don't care if it's just write 500 words that day or just do one element of the cover design, whatever, as long as I get something done.
What did you learn about yourself in this process?
I learned that I can be very persistent and ambitious. If I set my mind to it and say, okay, I am doing this, go do it. And you got to really face your fears and just put yourself out there and keep pushing.
Are there things that you've learned in this first step here that you can immediately cut out in the next steps because you've learned it and you can say, okay, yeah, I don't have to worry about that. I know. I can save time now and just go right to this.
Absolutely. A lot of my struggle too was figuring out like the different softwares for uploading the book, and even the cover design and different graphics and things that I try to print off and make for my website design. That was a whole new thing too, and thank goodness I have kids that are good with technology because that wouldn't have got done. But learning all that stuff, that was a big challenge, and you just got to keep working at it. And that's.
How cool is it that you can add author to your name? I mean,
that is very cool for that to finally happen and be able to have author on there now. That's very awesome.
Do you have a certain lucky charms you have to have around you? Did you do this on a computer, a typewriter, tablet? Do you need a troll, or what sort of things do you have to inspire you?
So yeah, actually, I just did a couple videos on this on my Facebook feed. I have a tablet and I write everything down in my tablet and then I type it onto the computer. And usually, like my tablet goes pretty much everywhere with me, just in case, like, oh, I want to write this down, make a note of this. I got to, except for when I go lay down, the tablet has to stay away because I'll just keep adding and adding and adding. But yeah, I write it all down. I have, I think, like 5 subject notebooks filled with just story that I've written and then typed into the computer.
Wow. And you'll keep those forever, right?
Oh, yeah.
For the next book, do you go back to those first notes to kind of...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I have a whole... I've probably got a 300-page, it's like a binder, a folder of notes. It's got the language translations in there. It has all the lore for the world, the magic system, the characters, the backgrounds, the cities, their colors, their insignias.
Wow.
It just has,
The name of the book?
Name of the book.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, Shattered Divinity.
Yep. And you can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, locally. So,
yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Author Aaron Yoder. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Thank you. Come back and update us on the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.